What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to 49 Faithfully. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. And today we're joined by a very special guest. Oh, shit. I can hear myself.
Yeah, you got the echo.
We're joined by very special guest, Ty, my guy, Ty. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing? Happy Sunday.
I'm doing excellent.
Doing good. Yeah. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to everybody. It's a good day.
It is.
Good. We haven't been live on a Sunday in
It's been a while.
year, maybe. So yeah.
Yeah.
Some off season, as I named it. You know, there's not too much to talk about, so I figured, so just vibe. We got a few little things to talk about. Do some giveaways. You guys know the drill. We're gonna try out. StreamYard does have a giveaway feature. We tried it once. As soon as they came out with it, it didn't work. So I haven't tried it since. Today, we're going to try it again. So to be entered into the giveaways, you're just going to put in the chat hashtag fun day, and you'll be entered into the giveaways. Mods only. We're doing a moderator giveaway for the mods that do show up today. I wanted to show, say a little thank you to you guys, because even though there's a whole grip of mods, half of them are never here. So the ones that are here, it's a thank you to you guys, because I know you guys hold down the chat. You guys help us with giveaways. You guys help me do stuff behind the scenes that nobody even knows about. So it's definitely appreciated. So yeah, the general giveaways, it's going to be hashtag fun day, and then mods only, it's going to be hashtag mod. But mods, make sure you guys are entering both giveaways. Let me go through, say what's up to the homies that are here. Don, of course, first in the building. Appreciate you. Throwback, what's up, Throwback? Appreciate you as always, sir. Maria, welcome. Maria, she's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, so make sure you guys are nice to her. Mods, if people get out of hand, you know what to do. Kick their asses out of here.
Yep.
What's up, Maria? Good
and
to
this
see
is
you.
your
Glad
and
you
that
could
right
join
there
us.
was your warning.
There you go.
Joel, what's up, Joel? We got David McNiner. What's good, David?
What up, Dave?
Daniel Berry. What up? All right. So yeah, those that are here, like I said, to get entered into the giveaway, make sure you guys are entering hashtag fun day, FUNDAY. Doesn't matter if it's caps, lowercase, it doesn't matter. And then today's giveaways, let me show y'all. So the two that we're opening, today's the orange day. I got all orange.
Ooh.
So we're opening up with Tashawn Gibson and Cameron Latu. Hopefully we get to see him next season. And the Cameron Latu is numbered, number 19 out of 199. So we'll start out with those. Our halfway point giveaway will be George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. And then we're ending the show with the linebacker trio with Patrick Willis, Fred Warner, and then we got this as well.
Navarro Bowman.
Yep. That's one heck of a trio right there.
Man.
This is like the Joe Staley that we gave away before. It is numbered. This one's number 6 out of 50. It's signed artwork. So yeah, that'll be the final giveaway. And then the mod giveaway, they are getting a Brandon Ayuk patch card.
That's the Prestige collection. Mm-hmm.
Stars of the NFL. So yeah, that's the plans.
You better get that hashtag in, man.
So get the hashtag in, because those first two giveaways we're going to draw very shortly here, because those are the opening giveaways. Those that are here that watch back on replay, I did want to put this out there as well. The 49 Faithfully of course, it's not till, the season starts, but we need to get things squared away. The 49 Faithful Lee Fantasy Squad, we do have an opening. Somebody that was in it last season isn't going to be in it this upcoming season. So if you would like to be a part of the 49 Faithful Lee Fantasy Squad, it is a $20 buy-in. Winner gets all. So yeah, either DM me on Twitter, X, whatever, or shoot me a comment here in the chat. And, if there's only one person that's interested, well, then it's your spot. If a couple people are interested, then I'll figure out a way to, pick, and we'll get that spot taken care of. So yeah, I wanted to put that out there. Make sure, those that are here, that watch back on replay, it's out there for everybody. So yeah, hashtag fun day in the chat. We're going to draw these first 2 giveaways. If there's that's not too many of you. Good for you guys that are here early.
Exactly.
And yeah, hopefully this thing works. Like I said last time we tried it didn't work. So hopefully StreamYard got their shit in gear this time.
They learned and fixed it.
Yeah. Like they put this big advertisement, this whole video out, like finally we answered your guys's, request, and we got this giveaway feature, and then go to use it and it doesn't work. It's like, yeah. Typical StreamYard.
What up, Collie?
49er Media. What's good? Collie,
what up?
What's good, Collie? So yeah, hashtag fun day to be entered into the giveaways. And then if you are a moderator, hashtag mod to be entered into the moderator giveaway. I'm going to draw the first 2 giveaways now. So last call, you better get your hashtag in there, because it only looks like there's 5 of us in there. And one of them's me. So if I went in, then you guys are really screwed.
Yep.
All right. Let me see. Maybe I can share it. Let's see, so that you guys can actually see who wins as well. Let's see if this works.
They let you do a screen share. All right.
Okay,
that's
perfect.
Good. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this is the hashtag fun day. So last call to be entered into the giveaways. And I'm drawing. We're opening up. This is for the Tashawn Gibson and then a numbered Cameron Latu rookie card. Good luck.
Good luck. And the winner is
Joel.
There you go.
So Joel is Gibson.
Perfect.
And then Latu, let's see. Hopefully I don't think it should take him out. Hopefully. Draw again. Let's see.
Yeah, it should leave him in the pool.
Just because you win one. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't win again.
Like the did.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Latu is 49er Media.
There you go.
All right. So then as people come, it should add 2, but it looks like it's removing them. So let me see.
Yeah, because it started off at 5 entries, now it's saying 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just taking them down. So probably have to
let's see, homies. Maybe each time. Let me see. Like I said, we're trying this out, so bear with us, because this is the only way we can actually try it out, is to be exclude winners. Okay, so no, we want to.
There you go. Uncheck that. There you go. That should do the trick.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
So yeah, as people come, then they'll add their hashtag, and yeah, that should work.
Perfect. Sounds
all
good.
right.
You should go up and
got this shit
be ready to
out.
rock.
Yeah. All right, guys. So yeah, hopefully, just mods, if you can put it out there every so often, if you see people join, to put the new hashtag so that they understand what's going on. All right, let's get into some good stuff. What you guys are here for. let's start with some. Let's start off with the updated salary cap. Numbers came out that it's up to $255.4 million for the 2024 season. That's a $30 million increase. The biggest increase when I was looking through like the increases of the last how many ever years, the biggest increase, like 30 million.
By
that's
far.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously up to that point, up still right now, a lot of speculation, a lot of questionings going on about, are we going to be able to pay Ayuk when we have Debo on the team? Are we going to be able to keep JJ? Are we going to be able to do all that and build an O-line? All these questions, people that need to get paid and whatnot. Now that we know, 30 plus million, obviously we can restructure some people to clear up additional money and all that nonsense. In a perfect off season to you guys, knowing what the cap number is right now, what moves would you like to see made? Whether that's extending people that are on the team, getting other people out from outside, what kind of moves in a perfect off season would you like to see done?
Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah,
You are
for
a guest,
me,
man.
I'm addressing the people that are here first. We like to, build our culture, build from within, reward the guys that have been here. Obviously, number one is Brandon Ayuk. He's still under contract for one more year, but we want to extend him, just like we did everyone else that we valued, along this journey. Let's get him done, right? And as we know, extending him, we can bring his $14 million down to like 7 or 8 million to help us for this season and worry about his contract later on. So that's number one. Plus, he's wide receiver number one. We see he can't be guarded. Like, he's constantly shaking dudes, even when he's double teamed. Take care of BA.
Breaking ankles.
Next, exactly. Just taking souls out there, right? Just making vets like Pat P look foolish on a weekly basis. Is just gotta get him done. Next is Juwan Jennings, previously known as third in Juwan, but we've seen how his game is elevated to now he's first and second in Juwan also.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but in that late in the season when he missed some games, we missed him out there. We missed him out there on those plays where he's moving the chains and throwing people off and helping us convert, right? He was missed. So it shows you his value. And I think he's played his way into a good contract. The only question mark here with him is he's completely free. So some other team might come to the table and be like, man, we'll give you 15 million a year. Like, and we've seen that happen with free agents before. Like, teams just throw the bag at them and there's no way we can afford them. But if we can get him under contract, do it. Next is Cleveland Farrell, defensive end. He's been kind of an unsung hero all year. And when he went down, I felt he was missed also.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
You can't say enough. And hopefully, he went under the radar maybe some, and him coming off an injury will help us keep him. Those are three key guys for me. I think that been in-house. Let's try to bring them back. Let's reward them and get that business done. And then looking for the outside end, it's just got to be O-line. It's time to step up and address the O-line, whether it's a free agent or you address one of these first-round talents in the draft and get it done. TL, I saw your tweet the other day where you said, we got to have like an Anthony Davis, Mike Upati type draft and bring in two like blue chippers, guys who you can just plug in and let them play. It's time to do that. If you've identified Spencer Burford or Matt Pryor as not the guy, then let's go get the guy, right? If Colton McKivitz isn't the guy, let's go get the guy. We've got an ascending quarterback who we know can tear teams up, let's protect them. Let's get them time. So those are my biggest things that should be addressed, from my opinion.
Yeah. I think you pretty much just those are the three names that come to my mind too. Like I look
Mhm.
at like a John Feliciano and a Ray McLeod. I think they'll be
Mm.
dismissed. I think they'll be dismissed just because of the other holes that we have. The people, and and I give them all the respect in the world. They did their thing
Yeah.
for us, but I think it's time to move on. You know what I mean? I think it's just time for that. Um, yeah, man. Like I said, and I'm on the fence. It's funny because and I hate saying this. I hate bringing the men up, but man, Javon Kinlaw had his moments. He had his
He
moments. Let's
did.
be honest here.
He did.
But it's one of these things though, man. It's like you're haven't been healthy for 5 years, 4 years,
Hmm.
then it's time for a contract year. And now you're healthy. That's always sketchy to me. Like
Hmm.
why now?
Yeah.
Now, if he had 2 straight years of consistent now, I would have no issue. I'd probably have him over a Cleveland Farrell. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Cleveland
Yeah.
Farrell, he had his bumps and bruises or whatever the case be. But for the most part, his career, he's been a healthy man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, he's one that I definitely would love to keep. Brandon Ayuk, that man. I mean, it's funny. I don't really argue for players because they're grown men, like they can handle
Hmm.
themselves. But look, but when I see him not mentioned in any top 10 list, it's baffling to me
Yeah.
because people don't analyze for the eye test anymore. It's all about
No.
numbers.
It's
It's
all
all
about the
numbers. Oh
stats. They
well,
just
look at
look at
these
it on
stats. Well, look
paper.
at yeah, look on people. Look at his stats. Look at this. How can you say he's better, dude? Have you been watching? That's the thing. Look at the
Hmm.
eye test. Brandon Ayuk to me is top 7, and it's not close as far as route
Hmm.
running. And like I mentioned before, people love to bring up, oh, he's not better than CeeDee Lamb and all this other stuff. Okay, well, CeeDee Lamb had 80 more targets.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and he was only like 300 yards behind him. You know what I'm saying? With 80 less targets. So I say this, me and Miriah say this all the time. You have to, now that the salary cap has gone up 30 million, there is no excuse to let this man go. None.
Ooh.
None to let this man go. So you have to find a way to pay this man. And what Mariah and I have been mentioning, this that draft class was nasty with
Yeah.
IU, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, who we've
Hmm.
mentioned. Like I think all the receivers and you got a T. Higgins that's out there who's a solid wide receiver.
Yep.
Who can probably be a number one somewhere. Let's be honest
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So you look at the draft class, other than Jalen Rager, which I don't know what happened to
Right.
that man, like it's been solid. So you have to be smart and get this man a contract before Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb get signed. You have to set the
Hmm.
precedence
Yeah.
because if you let Justin Jefferson get him a contract before Ayuk, you're gonna be paying him a lot more than what you want to. Not saying he don't deserve it. I'm just
Hmm.
saying you got to set the precedence.
Yeah.
That's why, when Debo was being signed, I mean Debo's contract year, AJ Brown, he got his bag and all this
Yep.
other stuff, and it's like, okay, now that's the precedent.
You set the bar. Yep.
You have to set the bar. So I really hope that they go in there, take this serious, and I know that's Mariah's like, other than Fred Warner, Brandon Ayuk's her favorite player, and she hit the nail
Hmm.
on the head when she mentioned that you have a receiver like you tried. I mean, Debo is. I'm not saying he's been great too. I'm not saying him, but I feel like the way that Brandon Ayuk was molded by this coaching staff was exactly how you want to see fit on how a receiver needs to be developed. He's been
Yeah.
relatively healthy, great route runner. He's earned his way every single year. He's gotten better. So you have to pay the man. You don't mold the person who you want to have on your team and let the man walk. That doesn't make
Hell
any
of a
sense.
blocker.
No
Yeah,
common
blocks his
sense at
tail
all.
off. Like he honestly, and then even though he's not one of the tallest receivers, only being 6 foot, 6'1" or whatever he is, his arms, his
That
wingspan is
wingspan.
so huge
Hmm.
that I don't care if he's short, he can still win a jump ball because of his arms. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
you
And he
can't
could
let
jump.
that.
He's got
And
ups.
the guy can jump. Yeah, I mean we see him hurdle people like it's
Yeah.
nothing. So you have to pay that man. Like even though he was like third on the team or whatever, in or like well, this is just an opinion, but everybody kind of puts him as the third. offensive weapon on his
Option.
team. It's like, yeah,
It's the
option. There
third
you go.
option. Yeah.
Like, it's always like, oh, so of course it's CMC, and then you have
Mhm.
a Debo if he's healthy and he's right. Then you got Ayuk, and then even you. Some people even say that Kittle's a higher
Yeah,
option
ahead
than
of
Ayuk.
him. Yeah.
So you have to add him too. So, and like Collie said, he's been our most durable wide receiver. You can't let the man walk. We've seen what
Mhm.
happened when you drafted guys that you tried to mold in the Dante Pettis's and Jalen Hurd and all this stuff. It didn't work out. Now you have one that's doing his thing. You got to pay him. So yeah. Um,
I,
go. You want to say something real quick?
no, I was
Oh
saying you hit the nail on the head with just
yeah,
building him up. Think of the
yeah,
time they invested in him. Kyle personally putting his hands on him, putting him in the
yeah.
doghouse, getting him
Mhm.
out the doghouse, telling him what it means to be a pro. You don't
Mhm.
Mm.
invest your time and build up this talent to just be like, okay, go flourish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Nah.
Go
because yeah,
go be
go to a
great
team
on
that's
the
pass heavy.
Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to the Houston Texans, who with the coaching staff that's familiar with you, and the
The
Bobby Sloak and
Chiefs.
D'Amico Ryans, and get yourself 16, 1,700 yards and 15 touchdowns. You know what
You
I'm
know.
saying? Like, yeah, go. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
But yeah, because I promise you, you let him walk or you trade him, which I don't think is gonna happen. So don't get on me, fam.
No.
But if you let him walk or is traded, you're gonna regret it, and he's gonna be a top 5 receiver in the league somewhere else. Because we're the
Because you know,
least passing team in the league. I don't know
yeah,
if you, yeah.
I was about to say, you know, he's going to be the number one target
Oh,
Mhm.
for
'cause-
sure
yeah,
somewhere else.
yeah. So yeah,
I'd be
and last
sick.
oh my god! And the last person I'll bring up, you hit it nail on the head, Jawan Jennings. Like
Mhm.
we can no longer call them in third and Jennings. I agree. The
Yeah.
man makes plays whenever he's on the field. Whether he don't have to catch the ball, he's making a play. He's blocking people into oblivion,
Yeah.
hitting him with the Gatorade bottles and all this other stuff. I
Exactly.
mean, this man is so physical. I told Miriah when I was
Mhm.
watching the draft highlights of him because I was doing my research before the draft, and he stood out to me. He caught this
Mhm.
ball at the back of the end zone and with like zero seconds on the clock and got blasted. I mean, I'm talking like, man, he held onto the ball, scored the winning touchdown, got up and was like in the man's face. I'm like, I love this dude.
Mhm.
And this is before we drafted him. I'm
With
like,
the
I love this
passion.
dude. This
Yeah.
dude is a beast. Like, that's a man I want on my team. And it's funny how we got him. But yeah, and saw in the comments somebody said he gets a 1 year deal. I don't think he's going for that because you
Nah.
said he's free, right?
Yep.
And
He's
and
actually
and
a restricted free
oh,
agent.
he is
So
restricted.
the
Okay,
49ers
so
will put a
they'll
They'll
put like
put
a
a
second round
10-year on
a
tender
him.
on him.
round, yeah. Hmm.
I would put a
And
second
then
round
if
like
a
they did with
team,
Aziz
they
that
can
1 year.
match him or whatever.
Yeah, and if they sign him, give that man a fair contract because if, in my opinion, if we win the Super Bowl, it probably would have went to Brock Purdy, but he deserved MVP.
Hmm.
He was
Juwan
out there
Jennings,
balling.
he's out there balling.
No one's
So
talking about that either.
So yeah, exactly. So so get this man a contract. I know they re-signed him for that one little 2 year deal a couple years back, but it was still paying him peanuts. He deserves a pay raise.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and maybe you can't give him the 10 million a year, whatever that he wants, but he's been here, he knows the system. Give him something where if a team is trying to offer him something higher, you don't necessarily have to match it, but give him an incentive based contract.
Yeah.
We'll give you a base of 7
Perfect.
million. You make 40 catches, we'll give you this. You do, you know what I'm saying? Like, give him an incentive base so he
Yep.
can make up to like $12 million.
Yeah.
Then that gives him a more motivation to be like, oh, I'm gonna get 7 for sure, but I can make an extra 5 in
Yep.
incentives. I'm balling. So
I get
Yeah.
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what they need to do. So yeah, those are the 3 key pieces I think we need the most. And I think somebody
Mhm.
mentioned Moody Ward, like to get an extension, because is he restricted too,
He's
or
on
what's
his
going on with
last
that?
year.
On
No,
his
he's on
He'll
last
his
be on
year.
his
last
last
year.
year.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
He's
okay.
under
So
contract.
he's
He's on his
not. He
last
doesn't
year.
have to
but
be
if you
right
No.
extend
now.
him, then you can free up cap
You
space.
Free
can
up some
save
cap space
money.
for
That's the
sure, for
thing.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So those are my 3. A great topic to start the show, Mariah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, but I think it's funny. Me and Ty got the same sentiment. I don't know what yours is, obviously, but same sentiment. Those 3 guys, those 3 key pieces are
Those
crucial
are
in
the
my
3 written
Mhm.
down on my paper as well.
There
That's
you go.
hilarious.
Great minds.
And
Great
we don't talk
minds.
before the show. And we don't talk before the show. We just go on here and wing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chat, I see a few more of you have joined the show. Bashar, what's good? I see you. Let me see. Let me go through here. Carcast, what's up, Carcast?
What up?
Vito, what's up? Willie. What up? Wiley, maybe? I don't know.
Wiley Edward, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Wiley, we'll go with that. Make sure if you're not entered into the giveaways, we're doing it a little different today. Hashtag fun day will get you entered into the giveaways. We're going to draw the halftime giveaways here shortly. If you are a mods only, make sure that you are entering both giveaways. So you'll enter hashtag fun day and then hashtag mod to get entered into both the giveaways, because we're doing a mods only giveaway to end the show as well.
Right. Shout out to the mods putting in the work.
Yep. The halftime giveaway will be for George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then to end the show, we got the linebacker trio. We got Patrick Willis and Fred Warner of these. And then we have Navarro Bowman.
Look at that.
And again, this is numbered number 6 out of 50. So there's only 50 of them made, signed. So yeah, that's what we're ending the show with. So make sure hashtag fun day, FUNDAY, to get entered into the giveaways. Mods, hashtag mod to get entered into your giveaways, which will be for this Brandon Ayuk patch card. This is for the mods, stars in the NFL. Since they're the stars of the chat, we appreciate you guys for all you do. Chat, we appreciate you guys as always. Bashar, I saw you said nice hat. This is Ty made these, so I appreciate you. And the shirt, you know, we're in business around here now.
That's right.
You
She
got me
flossing on y'all.
Looking like a professional around here.
Why
right,
be a
so-
resident when you're a boss? That's the way I look at it. Boom.
So yeah, like I said, I have Ayuk, obviously Juwan Jennings. I had, you know, at least put signing Ayuk to a 4-year deal, Juwan Jennings to a 3-year.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I would like to bring back John Feliciano to maybe, like, if we can get him, you know, for like $5 million. I think, you know, he made a huge impact on that side of the line, and he can play anywhere. So even if he isn't a starter this season, this upcoming season, at least put him back in that backup role,
You know,
and
we can plug him in.
The starters, you know. And if he does beat him out, well, then yeah, plug him back in. If somebody gets injured, plug him back in. Obviously, Cleveland Farrell as well. If we could sign him for like 2-year, 15 mil, 10 mil, you know, something, get him back for 2 years. He was great for us this season, obviously, until he got hurt. He was the only other edge besides freaking Bosa that was worth a damn this entire season.
That was consistent, really.
Yeah, that's including what's his nuts,
Chase Young.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely I'm bringing back Farrell over Chase Young.
Yeah.
And then go out and get a vet O-line guy, you know, somebody that can be a backup, you know, somebody that can teach the young guys, you know, like a $2 to $4 million guy, you know, around there. I know another O-line guy that's his name's getting thrown around a lot. You know, you might know him. He went to Michigan. He is a guard for the Pats right now. He's a free agent. But he can play guard and he can play tackle. Mike Onwenu, something like that. His name is. But they're predicting that he should get about $13 million a year. So if we can get him as a starter, I know that, you know, obviously the Pats are going to do everything they can to bring him back. He's been huge for them. You know, and other teams are going to be after him too. But, you know, it doesn't have to be a guy like him, but, you know, a guy that we could, you know, fill up one of those spots with a legit starter, you know, whether it's the right tackle, the right guard, a legit starter in there. So yeah, go get one of them. I saw, you know, if you guys are on Twitter, X, Jason, the 49ers cap guy, he said that if you restructure Debo and Fred this upcoming season, that you can free up $27 million in space. So do what you got to do, but, you know, get that O-line freaking shirt up, pay our guys. You know, Ayuk is the number one. He might not be the number one option, but he's Brock's number one guy.
Yes.
So let's not get that fucked up.
Yeah.
And you don't just like it, we just talked about, you don't give away the guy that you just freaking molded to be your perfect wide receiver and that is your young quarterback's number one go-to guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it would be so stupid. And like normally I don't care, but since it's Ayuk, you guys know I got a soft spot for Ayuk, and like this whole contract negotiation shit, like it's really pulling on my heartstrings. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
like I hope they don't, stretch him all the way out like how they do shit. For one, because it's just so much unnecessary freaking drama that they always bring every freaking offseason to the team because they don't pay their fucking guys right, and year after year after year, our stars are coming out and talking about it. Like, hey, this process was shit, like
every year.
So, not only for that reason, but like, wouldn't it be nice to actually have our quarterback and our star wide receiver like working out together in the offseason?
Day one.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Imagine that.
For once?
Yeah.
Like,
and what's crazy? Yeah.
Trey was meeting up with the wide receivers to work with them. And then, it's never been our actual starting quarterback with our star wide receiver working.
Yep.
Exactly.
Whether it's injuries, whether it's whatever. So it's like pay the guy so he can get in there.
And what's so funny about this too? Like, when are you going to learn the players have the leverage? You sit here year in and year out. You did it with Bosa. He sat out, and he was going to sit out the whole year. You can best believe that. Like, that man is not. He don't play. The Bosas don't play about their money.
They about their money.
They got their grandfather, their dad playing in the NFL. They're gonna be like, we got you. Don't worry about your finances. They're gonna sit out. So you do it. You did it with Bosa. You did it with Fred Warner. You did it with Kittle. When are you gonna learn that this game of chess does not work? Like you just go in there because they're gonna get, if they don't get their money with you, they're gonna get it somewhere else. So you sit in here, you play these games, you want them to sit them, let them hold out. They miss all this off-season practice work, you know what I mean? All these reps, and then they come in here and it's just it doesn't make sense. Like I said, do something different this year and get it done before everybody else. Do it different. Go in there and
talked about how it affected his entire front half of the freaking season this last year. This contract negotiations. Debo talked about how that was the worst season of his freaking career after because he wasn't in there freaking working. It's like, so we're going to continue this pattern instead of doing shit the right way. Kittle came out and complained about it. Fred came out and complained about it. Luckily, they're them. So, but it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like enough is a freaking enough.
Exactly, like you said, and that's the one name I didn't even bring up was Debo. I just brought up Kittle, Warner, and Bosa. Yeah, you got Debo doing the same thing. And like I said, at the end of the day, they get what they want. So why mess with the chemistry? Why sit there and play these games when it's like, oh, maybe if we wait? And until you've had now set a precedence of, I'm gonna whoever's on the team is, oh, you can go ahead and sit out. We'll play this game. We'll let you sit out for 3 months, and then we're gonna pay you anyway. Like, you've shown that you end up caving in the end.
Yeah. Because you need the guy.
Just get it done. Yeah.
And my thing is, it's not like this is a surprise. This is happening. You knew 2 seasons ago that BA is up for a contract extension right now. Right? The cap just exploded. You know exactly what the number is. If Jason Hurley can figure out, we just restructure these 2 guys, and all of a sudden we got $31 million over the cap. I'm sure Parag McGrath and his team can go, if we restructure these 2 guys, we'll have X amount.
And if not, we can pay hire Jason.
Exactly. Hire Jason Hurley. But they can figure out how much they got in cap space and say, okay, we can afford to pay this guy this amount, this amount, this amount. Let's go put them contracts out there to their agent. Get his agent on the phone right now. Let's get this done.
Exactly.
There's no need to wait until right before the first preseason game or week 1 to be like, well, here's a contract we all know is fair. We all agree on. No, get that done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, halftime. Let's draw these 2 giveaways. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Make sure if you're not entered into the giveaway, you enter into the chat #FunDay. That's for you, Bebop or Roni. What's up, Bebopperoni? Get in the damn giveaway because I'm drawing the winner right now. No numbers. We're with the times now, okay? So hashtag fun day.
It's a new day.
As soon as I see.
Get your hashtag in.
And for anybody else, if you're listening and you're not in there, but as soon as I see Bebop enter into the giveaway, I'm drawing. So hurry the hell up.
Brian Cope's going to be mad. He can't enter that number 3 anymore.
I know.
And is he putting that 57?
57, yeah.
And right now we're drawing for, let me see, Kittle. We're drawing Kittle first and then Ayuk. So Kittle, Ayuk.
Those cards are sweet. Get that hashtag in.
Bebop ain't even entering it. He's entering all his BS instead.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, baby.
Hashtag fun day.
Dude, you got one job.
Bebop still putting numbers.
Number. I'm going to smack him, I swear. If you don't put hashtag
on the screen.
fun day in the chat. Oh my gosh.
Bebop, it's hilarious.
And
And don't hashtag a number. I know one of y'all is thinking it. You better not hashtag a number.
He gonna be like hashtag number 23.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, I'm drawing. You can enter the next one.
See, look at him laughing. I know y'all was thinking it. I know.
All right. Let's draw. So it says 10 entries. Hopefully it's right. Good luck, everybody. This is for Kittle.
Hey.
McNiner.
Congrats,
David
David.
McNiner.
Got that sweet George Kittle. Nice.
All right. And then for Ayuk. Media.
Again.
Media's cleaning up.
2-time winner, yeah.
2-time winner. Yep. Congrats.
Congrats.
Cool.
Y'all. All right. Congrats, David. Congrats, media. And then we'll close the show with the Willis, Warner, Bowman, and then the Ayuk patch card for the mods. So far, I think there's only 3 mods entered, so you guys got a good chance. Don't be telling the other ones, because don't be letting them sneak in and steal your guys' stuff.
I like a
they weren't here to work.
Chance.
You know what I mean?
They don't get nothing. All right. Let's talk about a little bit of injury news that came out. Let me pull up the little thingamajigger here so I get it exactly right. All right. So first thing on Dre Greenlaw, obviously he had his surgery for his Achilles. And some nukes came out from his surgeon who says, we can confidently tell patients that at 6 months, that's a reasonable amount of time to be back. Of course, there are no absolutes. It depends a lot on how well he's rehabbing and on how well he gains his strength back. Dr. Kenneth Jung is a foot and ankle surgeon who is a consultant of the Los Angeles Rams. He's the one that performed Greenlaw's surgery. So he's saying, 6 months, if everything goes how well it should, he rehabs, on track, everything stays on track. That's putting him at the end of July, mid-end of July. If we can get him back by the mid-end of July, if we can get him back by week 1, like that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
When he went down in the Super Bowl, and obviously, those that know what the injury was, and you're sitting there thinking, it's like, man, he's not going to be back till like the mid-season, endish season, like depending. And of course, this is a serious injury. He is a huge, we know how how we need him to operate sideline to
Yep.
sideline with that speed. From him to be able to do that and not lose a step, it's going to be determined. Hopefully we get the same Greenlaw back, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on Greenlaw, on that news that came out? And if he isn't ready to go week 1, who would you like to see starting in his place?
Um, it's tough because after the draft last year, I said one of my favorite draft picks was D. Winters.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the way he played at TCU. I seen him personally, like single-handedly, almost take down my Wolverines in the college playoffs. He was just
Yeah.
everywhere, tackling
He
machine.
was everywhere.
He everywhere. I think he had a pick six. Like he was just doing
Mm-hmm.
his thing, And he kind of, I mean, he's not as physical as Dre Greenlaw, but his play style reminds me of a Dre Greenlaw.
Mm-hmm.
However, I wasn't at training camp last year, but all I kept hearing was Jalen Graham look amazing from Purdue, the 7th rounder.
Yeah.
So may the best man win. I don't really have a favorite to take that spot, but I love a good competition. And man, let me shout out the medical industry because if this happens with Dre Greenlaw and he's back week 1, which people thought maybe October was going to be, that's crazy because I mean that's
Mhm.
just showing that the medical industry is thriving and things are starting to work quicker. Because you look at the Brock Purdy thing, people thought he was going to be on IR for 4 weeks, and that man ended up going to training camp. So
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
like Holly was saying, Jalen Brown was killing. I heard that from Jesse Naylor, Steph Sanchez, heard it from Breezy. Like they were just like, man, he's been out there doing his thing. So yeah, it sucks for Dre Greenlaw when as soon as I seen him fall, I was like, it's an Achilles. Like you can just tell right away that
Mhm.
Oh
non-contact
yeah.
injury stuff. But
You
you're
you
right,
saw it
Mariah.
pop.
Like yeah, you saw yeah. So you're right, Mariah. Like even if he does play, I don't know if the explosion will be there. Usually takes about a good year to get that explosion back. But if he's there week 1, that will be a blessing. For him to come back that quickly. But yeah, like I said, linebackers are just. I mean, that's one thing. I'm not. That's I'm gonna be honest here. Linebacker is the one position I never had to worry about as a Niners fan,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
ever. Like, I mean, even if we had dudes who were just like, I wouldn't say mediocre, but like average, like the Derek Smiths, the Jeff Obrich, and stuff like that, we've always had good linebacker play.
Yep.
Always. So that's one thing that I'm not worried about at all. I think we have, Johnny Holland's one of the best linebacker coaches in the league.
Indeed.
So yeah. So we can get one of those guys up to speed. I think we'll be in good hands.
Yeah. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So when I saw Greenlaw go down, I just knew it was his Achilles. You saw that thing popped. Plus, for the past couple of weeks, they've been saying he's been dealing with some type of Achilles
Mhm.
issue.
Hmm.
So you knew immediately what it was. But in my mind, I was thinking, okay, we got 7 months until the season. He could be back. And one thing that always sticks in my mind is Terrell Suggs from the Ravens. I remember when he tore his Achilles, he came back in 5 months. Now I know it's a different position, different aspects, but he did come back in a short amount of time. And TL, like you said, surgeons, doctors, rehab nowadays is much more advanced than it used to be. Guys are getting better surgeries now, and they're recovering faster because
Hmm.
they know how to accelerate the rehab process so that you're back in action quicker, right? They want you back on your feet, getting that thing stronger and everything else. So it's not like it used to be where they kept you in the cast for 6 months and then tried to reteach you how to walk. It's much different now. So he can definitely be back. Will he be back with the same explosion and such? Because you got to get into game shape, right? That's number one thing. You got to. He's a sideline to sideline, slam you down, game shape kind of guy. Will he be ready? We don't know, but I got high hopes he'll be ready for the start of the season in some way. As far as his replacement, I know everybody's like, go out and sign a guy and do this and do that, but Graham and Winters was tearing it up in preseason last year.
Mhm.
I mean, they were looking like a young freaking Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw out there. They were thumping people. And Graham more so. He was very surprising to see. So I'm like, okay, we know this team likes to have these red shirt years for their rookies. Well, they had their red shirt year. Now we need them. Now it's time to step up. So, hey, let's get one of these young bulls out there, get them out there hitting some people. Let's see what they can do. That's why we drafted them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see what they can do. And they're on our cheap rookie contracts, so that helps us, save some coin for other people. Let's put them out there.
Exactly.
I think we got something in those guys. Let's not give up on the young guys. Hello, Diamador Lenore and a whole bunch of other people we can name. Let these young guys play and see what they can do.
Yeah, and Miriah, before you go, I keep seeing people, and don't get me wrong, I love me some Aziz. There was some talk about who were they going to keep at one point. Were you?
Yeah.
But look, he played a heck of a season. He priced himself out of coming to us. And everybody, well, he was at the NFC Championship game. The man still wants his fun, still wants his coin. So yeah, I mean, unless 49ers, like you said, I'd rather, and I love Aziz. Would I welcome him back? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. Sometimes you just need to move on. And the fact that, like I mentioned before, I've never had to worry about linebacker ever. I've been watching 49ers since I was 6 years old. I've never had to worry about linebacker on this team ever. So the fact that, like you said, when you have these young bulls, you drafted 2 of them. You drafted 2 linebackers who are out there doing their thing. You got to give these men an opportunity. Like somebody mentioned in the chat, they should have put one of those guys, Jalen Graham. At least Jalen Graham and D. Wonders were sideline to sideline because Oren Burks was getting absolutely cooked. He was getting cooked. So why not try one of these young dudes who have something to prove? And man, like I'm playing in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go out there and you know what I'm saying. So, but like you said, I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready to just go ahead and give them guys a shot. Which ultimately, I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too. I was gonna bring up Aziz. Like, he deserves to be paid. That's why he left in the first place. If he was going to take a discount to stay with the team that he loved in the 49ers, like
he would have still been here
that in the first place.
Thank you.
Like,
he would have been here this season, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like he was a captain this year with his with the Titans,
with Tennessee,
so it's like to think that they're not going to try to sign him back, first of all. Or a half a dozen other teams aren't going to try to sign him back and actually give him the money he deserves. Like I would love for him to be able to come back and be here, but the point is he deserves his money and he should go and get his money. Like he should come here and take a discount and get paid pennies just because, now we need you because Greenlaw got hurt. Can you come back and save us? Like,
excellent point. Excellent point. I didn't even think about that.
Let's use our brain here. So yeah. Kali had asked you about this. If you want to address that, if you know.
Yeah, he's really good. I think he's a day 2 pick. We'll see what happens. People's stock usually, it goes one of three ways. You're either going up, you're going down, or you're staying the same. So I truly believe him to be somewhere on day 2. So
yeah. All right. Another, little injury thing to talk about was Charvarius Ward had surgery, and it was kind of came out like unexpected. All of a sudden he's taking a picture at the surgery center like, hey, surgery went well. It's like, okay, well, what the hell's going on? After some people did a little research, the place that he was having the surgery at is a core surgery center. So something that a lot of people, you guys probably know him, a lot of people follow him, Chase Sr. He has one of the biggest 49er shows on YouTube. He had put out, a tweet that said this. Charvarius Ward posted that he underwent successful surgery. He didn't provide any details for what it was, but after doing some research, the Vincera Institute is a core muscle health facility in Philly. Ward missed week 14 with a groin injury, so that adds up. So he was playing hurt all these, last weeks, the playoffs, the Super Bowl. I didn't see no drop off from him. Like, this was the best year of his career by far, especially with us. And then he says Ward was spectacular in 2023. one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And then, goes on to say second team all pro, overall PFF grade 82.6, coverage grade 83.3, PFF's fifth highest graded quarterback this season, 5 interceptions, which was fourth in the NFL, 24 pass breakups, which was
PBUs.
first in the NFL. So yeah, shout out to Charvarius Ward. I was very critical on him going into this season because I felt that we went out and paid him and got him to be a number 1 lockdown corner. And up until this season, I had yet to see that from him. He had splashes where he's like, okay, this, okay, that. But there were some games where I felt, especially up until the bye, I would say. And even he came out and said that he was spoken to by Wilkes and kind of got his ass into gear after that. But, like on the Two Goats show, shout out Steph Sanchez, I talked to her about that. I felt that Diamador Lenore was playing better than Charvarius Ward. Yet Charvarius Ward was being paid and being paraded like he's this number 1 lockdown guy. And I'm glad that he changed that because the play that we saw from him this season, if we are going to extend him and keep him around, that needs to continue. Not the old lazy guy that we've seen the couple seasons prior to that. If you're going to be lazy and all that, well, maybe that's why Kansas City let you go in the first place. So if you're going to be on a championship team, you need to act like a championship player. And we got that from him this season. So yeah, if that's what we can now, Wilkes is gone. So does that fall back off? Does he turn back into the old him, or is he going to continue to be this guy that he was? Because he credits a lot of that this season to Wilkes. He came out and said that. So I don't know what to expect from him this season coming up. If you want to extend him like a year, like I ain't giving him no big contract.
3-year contract extension or something.
Like he's getting older. We know cornerbacks, as soon as they get older, they get slower. And we got young guys, like if you have to use that first draft pick to go out and get a lockdown corner, either this year or next year, you fucking do it. Like we finally have first round draft picks, like that's where you get the lockdown guys. So and
what's funny? It's funny how you said that. Steve Wilkes, he credited Steve Wilkes to his success this season. And one thing I will say, I don't know, I'm kind of hot and cold on the matter. And speaking of defensive coordinator, the combine starts tomorrow and we still don't have one named. That's crazy to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like you would think, defense coordinator can at least go in there and see what's going on, scout himself. Hey, at least be in the draft room. Like, hey, I really feel like this guy will fit our system, but we have nobody, which is crazy. But one thing I will say, as a Niners fan, I've seen so many Niners fans cry and complain about turnovers with our defense, our secondary interceptions. You know what? We were number 1 this year with 22 interceptions.
Yep.
22. So people can cry about Steve Wilkes all they want. He elevated this team to create turnovers. I will say that. 22 interceptions, number 1 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Wilkes took a lot of heat, but you can't ignore the job he did with the secondary this season.
Exactly.
I mean, it took him some tinkering early on, but when he got it right, we were rocking.
Yep.
It's funny,
with hold on, real quick though.
Yeah.
With one of your best secondary players going down with Hufanga.
Up going down.
Oh
yeah. Had a rookie step in. He played well.
Yep. So
yeah. It's amazing. We know these guys get banged up at the end of the season, but you just don't know how banged up they truly are.
Exactly.
They played through a lot of crap. I mean, you saw Armstead get something done. I think Hargrave got something done. There was a lot of guys who went in and got some touch-ups. So we were like, what the heck? What is going on? We were like the walking wounded out there.
Yeah.
But Miriah, I agree with you. Early in the season, I was like, yo, teams are picking on Mooney Ward. They're going after him. They are not fucking with Lenore at all.
Yeah.
He's over there strapping it up.
And that's your true telling right there.
Yeah.
If you're not understanding what's going on and you're just thinking, oh yeah, Charvarius is our big name guy, but if you look what the other team's doing, it's very telling. Very telling.
Yeah. But after that talk with Wilkes, a switch went off and he was locked down. And I tell you what, that Thanksgiving Day game, I think that
Mhm.
really just set the tone for him the rest of the season.
Yeah, you're
When
right.
they went to him and say, "Hey, we want you to follow DK and lock him down," sure enough, he locked him down.
Yeah.
Debo said it best at the end of the game. He strapped that shit.
Yep.
DK wasn't getting nothing.
Yeah.
After that, it was so yeah, he was
Yeah.
definitely all pro for good reason. Dude had
Yep.
played his butt off. I'm hoping he comes back stronger. And yeah, we see more of that just for the entire season next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Bryant? I see you. Get into the giveaways. #fun day.
Read
And
the
then
ticker.
since you're a mod, make sure you get into the mod. We have a mod giveaway as well today. So enter #mod into the giveaway. This is for Bryant. So that you can get entered into both of them. Anybody else that's here that hasn't been entered into the giveaways yet, make sure that you enter #fun day in the chat as well. Because we have some giveaways to end the show with.
It's some sweet cards coming up, y'all. Y'all better
Mhm.
get in. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I had wrote down something about brought up to you about the DC. Like, this has been the quietest position coach search I have ever seen in my life. Every
Yeah.
other team through this whole hiring cycle, constantly there's notifications going out from Rappaport or from those guys
Mhm.
about, oh, so and so is interviewing so and so for their DC position. Every time a team is interviewing somebody, all this entire offseason so far, off seasons prior. That's how it always goes. And yet we haven't heard one single name getting interviewed for this job. And like you said, now it's already all this time and you guys still haven't named somebody. It did get announced that John Lynch will speak Tuesday. So hopefully he announces Tuesday, because this is like ridiculous. We're already behind the 8 ball, having been in the Super Bowl. You're already weeks behind every other team, and
Mhm.
now you're just going through the leftovers. It's like, I don't know if this means, okay, the guy's internal, so
Mhm.
it didn't need to be this big hoopla on the outside, or you're trying to get somebody that's available on the outside and having to go through all this shit, so it's taking longer. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know even which direction to even lean to think what's going on.
Yeah. And here's my thing too. And then, like I said, I think the thing that what's concerning the most to me, obviously, is because, like I said, the combine's tomorrow. You have all
Mhm.
these players coming up. So one or two things, in my opinion, or was what my thought process is. You already have a guy that's internal, and he's going to be there. And then so you're just like, oh, okay, let's just say it's Bullocks. He's
I'm
probably going to
ready.
be he'll be at the combine anyway, and he'll be scouting his players and stuff like that.
Mhm.
However, if you hire an outsider, I'm worried that you're hiring an outsider to be a yes man, because you
Mhm.
can't give me a defensive coordinator job and let me pick my ingredients.
There you go.
You have to let me, like, is it going to be a micromanage situation? Like, I'm going to bring you in. This is what you're going to run. And like, we brought up the Steve Wilkes thing. He was brought in, and they're pretty much need to run my system, and didn't allow him to hire his own people and stuff like that. And that's why it didn't work out. So if you bring in somebody in, are you going to let them do what they need to do? Like somebody said, hire within but without. So basically, like, we've seen the name kind of surface kind of quietly. It was short lived with the Jeff Ulbrich situation, which
Mhm.
I heard, like, oh, he was coming,
Yeah, I
what,
saw
or
that.
that he might have been coming from the Jets, but because it was a lateral move, he would have had to get another title, and then it made sense because Anthony Lynn is gone, so it was like, hey, we'll make you assistant head coach slash
Yeah.
DC, so it's not a lateral move, you're getting promoted. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's only my concern, because me, I'm one of these people. I hate to be micromanaged. So if you really are going to bring somebody in, fresh, per se, but then you're like, no, you're going to do it my way, is that going to work? So I don't know. I'm just hoping maybe it's like a Johnny Holland situation. Maybe they're trying to talk Chris Kosaric into, like, dude, I know you love your defensive line, but
Uh-huh.
man, you have all the tools to be the DC because you're
Yeah.
loved in this locker room. Or like you said, oh, like I said, a Bullocks who can come in, still be at the combine, get to scout his guys and say, hey, look, this is what This is who I would like to bring in at D line to help my secondary. This is who I would like, whatever the case may be. So who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to me, like you said, Mariah, how it's been, a few weeks, and it's been crickets out there about who they're trying to bring in.
Yeah.
What you got? What do you
We
think about
did
that,
see a
Ty?
couple guys, from the media came out and said, "Oh, I'm hearing it could get announced this week," and that was this past week. So
That's speculation.
much for
that
that.
was just them
Yeah.
trying to say, "I told you so."
Yeah.
That's all that is. They know
I'm going to
nothing.
put out a tweet
They
today
don't.
that says, "I'm hearing the DC will be announced this upcoming week." So then
There
when
you
it
go.
gets announced,
That's all you gotta
Tuesday,
do.
Announced during the combine.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah,
announced during the
exactly.
combine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Exactly. That's just speculation. I'm thinking we know Kyle trusts his position coaches, right? So Chris Kasarik, Johnny Holland, Daniel Bullocks, ain't got no problem with them dudes.
Mhm.
They're trusted. They're there to do their job. He's got no problem with them. So we can see one of those guys being promoted. And we can also, I can see him bringing all three of those guys to the combine. Like, hey, I need you there scouting your position groups and just have your input, your feedback until we find the guy. I can see that scenario happening because we know, like I said, he trusts them. But we need somebody. And I know, okay, you're not going to be installing any game plans and such right now, but you still want someone there that you can start talking to, right? Start bouncing things off of. Okay, looking at some film. If we're in this situation, what are you thinking? Here it is, 3rd and 4. It's late in the 4th quarter. They're in 21 personnel. Tell me what you're thinking. What do you see, right? You got to have that convo to find that guy. So let's get somebody in here just so we know where we're going, what direction. You can reach out to the defensive guys early and start speaking to them and say, hey, we're going to switch things up a little, or we're going to keep it the same. Just get everybody on the same page so that their head is clear going into the season.
Yeah.
Just get it right this time. That's all. Just get it right.
Yeah. It's facts, Ty.
It looks like this thing stopped collecting the entries.
Oh.
For the giveaway, because now
Don't be capping off at 10.
It's only at 3.
Oh.
Now it's back at 3.
What happened?
So make sure to be entered into the final giveaway, even if you had already entered #FunDay, that you guys enter #FunDay. Maybe it's like a time thing, like it only lets it last
timed
for
out.
so long. So yeah, to be entered into the final giveaway, #FunDay, everybody. And that'll be good because then at least the ones that are here will be entered, not somebody that was here at the beginning of the show that ain't no longer here.
Right.
Also, the 49ers announced this past week that they released cornerback Isaiah Oliver. I thought this was, obviously, I wanted this to happen, but I thought it was very interesting because if you remember back to when we signed Isaiah Oliver, last offseason, the announcement was made that Wilkes wanted him because he was the best slot corner out there available. And he knew this because he had to play against him twice every season and played against him here and played against him there. So he went out specifically and got Isaiah Oliver.
Yep.
Well, first moves that happen once, we lose the Super Bowl is they fire Wilkes and they cut Isaiah Oliver.
That's right. Take you and your baggage with you.
Yeah. So I thought that was very interesting. I'm like, man, they wasted no time getting rid of him, which, like I said, I'm glad. Obviously, we know he started the very first game of the season at slot corner and didn't even make it through the entire game before he got benched. And then he had some playing time here and there throughout the season, but he didn't play at all during the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So that tells you all you need to know there.
Yep.
Yeah, he got demoted. He just kept going lower and lower on the depth chart, right?
Yep.
We brought in Logan Ryan at the end of the season because of injury, and he skipped over Isaiah Oliver to play in the slot, and he's a safety.
Yeah,
not
we took
even
him off a cruise.
yeah, exactly. He was like, "Hey,
That's
bro,
crazy.
once you get off this ocean, we need you because we ain't putting 27 out there." No, what's Oliver number? 28? I forget. See, I
Yeah,
forgot
I
his
think
number
28. I think
already.
28. 28. Yeah,
Yeah, we ain't
27
putting Oliver
Jair.
back out there.
Yeah.
Oh, he was 26 because
Oh,
I
yep,
think
yep, yep.
Luter's
You're right.
28. Yeah, but
Yep,
whatever.
yep.
We ain't putting
Mm-hmm.
Oliver back out there, bro. So
Yeah,
the minute you get off that cruise, just hop on a plane and come out west.
that's
Like
funny.
that's
Yeah.
the way it was. But yeah, I don't think this came as a surprise to anyone,
No.
Mm-mm.
just because of that factor and because he was Wilkes' guy, and he was bad in coverage. Let's put it out
Terrible.
there. He was bad in coverage, right? He kind of plays like an undersized linebacker. He's one of those guys
Exactly.
Yeah.
where 5 yards in the box, making some tackles, yeah, that's good. But you ask him to cover somebody and it can't be done. Like, dude, no, sorry, you got to go.
Yeah. So a couple more things and then we'll draw the giveaway winners and get out of here. Like I said, make sure that you re-enter to get into the giveaways. Hashtag fun day for everyone. Hashtag mod for mods only. So something came out today about the NFL competition committee. You know, it looks like they're still trying to figure out something for the kickoff situation. They're trying to make it safe yet actually worth a damn, you know. So let me read you guys, you know, the news that came out and then we'll talk about it. It says competition committee discussed at length the XFL kickoff. A source says there could be a proposal for a March vote on a version of the XFL model as a way to address the kickoff. Too few returns this season. NFL wants to keep the return in the game while making the play safer. And then a little bit on what the XFL, you know, kickoff rule is. It says the XFL rule requires 10 players on each team to line up 5 yards apart on the kickoff, with only the kicker and the returner permitted to line up elsewhere. Because the players are so close together, they don't have time to get into a full sprint, and there are fewer high-speed collisions than on standard kickoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think the whole return game is a fucking mess. Like I remember watching football back in the day and like you see guys returning shit and it's like so exciting, right? Like and now it's just like, okay, we know they're going to kick off, it's going to go through the end zone, kick off, go through the end zone, kick off, go through. It's like such a wasted motion. Like you already know what's going to happen, start at the 25. You know, it's like every single, like why even just take out the entire fucking kickoff, you know? Like it's to that point because it does absolutely no freaking good. So I'm guessing, you know, they said the season had too few returns. Well, that's why, because they're all going through the end zone, you know? So it's like, like they're trying to make the game so safe that they're taking away every aspect of football from football.
Yep.
Like now we're worried about, players getting hurt on returns. Like I can't even think of more than a handful of players that I've ever seen get hurt on a freaking return. Yet, you know, like I see more players get hurt on regular football plays than on returns, yet we're completely trying to take returns out of the game because it's injuries. Like it just doesn't make too much fucking sense. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think, you know, that there's a different way they could be doing it? Like maybe a college way, this way, that way, a way that hasn't been done yet, a way that used to be done. How can we fix this?
Go ahead, Ty.
Well, one, I think they're doing too much. They're just doing too much, right? And what they're doing doesn't make sense. They're concerned with player safety. They want players getting injured, but there's too few opportunities for players to get injured because teams are kicking it out the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense. You can't get injured if it's kicked out the end zone. You should be happy. But you got to stop and look at the evolution of the game, right? These kickers nowadays have booming legs.
Yes.
They're kicking that thing through the goalposts on kickoff sometimes. Like that's how strong their legs are. So it's like, okay, yes, there's going to be more kickoffs because these guys are capable of booming 60 plus field goals. They
Yeah.
have soccer backgrounds. They're swinging, you know what I mean? They're swinging their legs like they're baseball bats. It's crazy what these guys can do. So that's one. Two, special teams returners are not as dynamic as they used to be. Long gone are the days of Devin Hester
Dante
and
Hall,
Dante Hall. You took the name
Ted
right out my
Ginn.
mouth.
Ted
Ginn and
Ginn,
those
yeah.
guys. Those guys are far and few between nowadays. So you don't have those explosive guys who are able to just take it to the house at any moment. That's gone. Period.
Yeah.
Right? And also, you know, because there's like those guys aren't out there, teams are instructing their guys to purposely kick it out the end zone. Kick it out the end zone. Right? We don't want anything happening. And also, they don't want anything to happen on the kick return where a guy could get injured. So it's part of a strategy. Hey, just kick it out the end zone. Let our defense play defense. It's the evolution of the game. It is what it is. Now, there are still returns. Sometimes you do get big returns. We as 49er fans, we've seen our team get burnt on some big returns this year on kickoffs and on punts. And we've seen the ball get bobbled on kickoffs too, for us and against us. Like, so it does happen, but it doesn't happen as frequent as the NFL wants it. That's weird as hell to me. Just very weird. But I think they're doing too much. I think it's fine. The game is predicated around quarterbacks now. Let the guy kick it into the end zone so that your quarterback can drive the team down the field 75 yards, right? That's what people paid their money for. Let them have it. Stop trying to do too much. There is so much other stuff in this game that could be tinkered with, like teaching your umpire and your head referee to actually call the holding penalty when they're staring right at it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's three guys in the back. You got a back judge, a side judge, and a field judge, all downfield looking at a DB and a wide receiver, and none of them saw a pass interference call. Like, fix that stuff. Don't worry about a kickoff. There's other things you can worry about.
Yeah. Dang, I ain't know what to say. I don't know how to add to that. That was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you're
Say
right.
ditto.
Brian Cope ain't the only special teams specialist around here.
Yeah, and like you said too, I miss the days where, like you said, when like a Percy Harvin and these dudes are getting a kickoff. I used to be at the edge of my seat, like, oh man, what's about to happen?
Exactly.
Oh, you're kicking the ball to Devin Hester, Dante Hall. Okay, let me see. Now I don't see that anymore. It's not really dynamic. So I agree. I think they're doing a little bit too much. Me personally, I love the element of that game. I love seeing kickoff returns because it takes so much technique and so much skill. Like, people who never play football don't understand how hard that is to play those two positions, kickoff and punt returner. It's an underrated position that helps the team so much, but doesn't really get glorified when it needs to. But it'll get criticism all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. I think they're putting their energy in stuff that's don't need the energy to. Like, just go ahead and, like you said, put your time in giving the referees more training of, like, look,
Exactly.
this is what a hold is, this is what a false start is, this is whatever the case may be. So instead of doing all this other stuff, like, because like you guys hit the nail on the head, like, you're changing the game. I love you're making these little stupid changes where it's not like as exciting as it used to be, as far as, like I said, because I love the special teams element of that. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Ty. So yeah, there's stuff that they can tinker, like you said. Look at everything as a whole and be like, okay, what do we need to look at that we can improve going into the 2024 season? But to
Exactly.
sit there and talking about kickoff returns, stuff like that, like, who cares, man? Just leave that alone.
Yeah. Yep. And let me bring up this comment. Yeah, Brian, I had this, my very first notes as soon as the Super Bowl ended for my first show with Steph. Very first show after the Super Bowl was talking about that Forrester needs to go. So I'm right on board with you.
Oh, it's Brian Schneider.
Oh yeah, Schneider. That's what I meant. That that, yeah, I mean, he has done absolutely nothing since taking over for the last dipshit that was here. And it's like, like we're so excited. Okay, yeah, finally, new blood in there, to new coach, somebody that these guys will actually play for, and all this, and then we get this guy in there and absolutely does nothing. It's like, come on, you can't not. And it's like, what, we're gonna keep him around for another 5 freaking years, watching him do absolutely nothing until they finally part ways with him? It's like Wilkes only took 1 year. Like, nope, doesn't work. Out the door.
Exactly.
These other Joe Schmoes, and add Forrester to the list too. Shit, I'm ready for him to go as well. Like, what's he freaking doing? Year after year after year, our O-line is freaking terrible. It's like it's always the players. It's all the players' faults. The only players that are worth a damn are Banks and Trent
Williams. Yeah,
it's like, well, would Banks even be as good as he was if he was playing next to a regular Joe Schmo and not Trent Williams?
That's a good point.
So, like, what actually is Forrester doing? I don't know, because I keep seeing us get new O-line guys, and none of them seem to work out.
Yeah.
So now we're supposed to go draft a guy in the first round and then turn him over to Forrester and say, here, so he can make him suck as well. Like, we had a first round guy already in Mike and he couldn't fucking do anything with him.
Like, like, how do you not tell a guy, hey, the best defensive player is lined up right across from you? Block him. Look here, son. I don't care what else you do. Block him.
Yeah.
To me, that's coaching. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. You got Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, whomever lined up right against you. Block them. But trip them. Do what you gotta do. Just don't let them run free.
Yeah.
It's happening too much. Way too much.
Ridiculous. One thing, this came out a little bit ago, but we haven't talked about it yet, so I did want to talk about it because I thought it was pretty funny. And that's the whole because anytime that we can laugh at the Eagles' misfortunes, we got to take advantage. And like I said, this came out like a week or so ago. So, but it was report Big Dumb Dom, the guy, the big dumb security guy
guard.
Wants to beat up our players.
Security.
So it says Big Dom's absence from the Eagles sidelines affected head coach Nick Sirianni in a negative way down the stretch of the team's season. Big Dom reportedly helped Sirianni keep his emotions in check. Sirianni was involved in numerous arguments with players/coaches during games in his absence. So when the whole situation happened with him and Greenlaw, all of us, every 49ers content creator that I know, plus a bajillion of us on Twitter, put out a thing like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he even on the sideline to begin with?
Yeah.
We do not know 30 other teams head of security, including our own.
Yep.
Nor do we know where they are. If they're on the sideline, we know that they're not on the sideline beating up players. We sure know that. Where they're not on the sideline getting their business and shit that has nothing to do with them. If they're on the sideline, they're supposed to be behind the coach, between the coach and the fans, keeping the coach safe, keeping the players safe from any fans that decide to jump over the edge or do any fucking thing. Keeping your head coach in check. Could you imagine our head of security is down on the sideline, keeping Kyle Shanahan in check so that he doesn't yell at the quarterback?
This is almost as soft as that guy that was paid for the Rams to hold Sean McVay off the field. Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There was a dude that would literally stand behind Sean McVay, and every time he ran on the field, he'd grab him by his waist and pull him back. Like, come on, man. Like, Nick Sirianni, you sound soft. Over there getting counseling sessions during games and stuff. Like you said, Miriah, like you can go to a grocery store, you don't even know who security is. Then you got this $1 billion business where your head of security at that is on the sidelines, like you said, security is supposed to be out of sight, out of mind, watching from afar to see what's going on, looking at all levels. You know what I mean? Like that's something that you did, Miriah, with surveillance at the casino. you're looking at all the table games and stuff. You're not standing there looking at them. That's what the pit bosses are for. You're looking at the overhead to see if any
Yeah.
cards are, any card counting, all this other stuff that's going on. So the fact that they had this man out here for emotional support is laughable. Like, come on, man. Like, if you need a dude that
Emotional support
keeps your
dog.
sanity, if you need a dude
Exactly.
that needs to stay on the sideline to keep your sanity while coaching football games, you're in the wrong business, brother.
Exactly. Like when I first heard this, I was like, man, I've heard of some weak stuff in my life, but this is weak sauce 1.0 right here. This
Man,
is yo. So you mean to tell me you need this big dude beside you to be like holding your hand and be like, they're there. It's okay. It's all right. We still got a game to play. Like, come on, man. Is that really what's going on? Like, we didn't like Sirianni at all just because we felt he was a jerk.
hmm
But like, are you that much of a jerk that you got to have somebody to like keep your jerkness in check to be like, don't yell at this player? Like, come
Right.
on.
yeah,
Like,
it's
it
crazy.
shows you how much of a joke he is.
hmm
And like how much the security guy, he's a joke too. Because you're not really securing stuff. It's like you said, security. You're
Securing
supposed to be in
emotions.
contact. Exactly. He's securing his emotions. You're supposed to be in contact with your team,
Yeah.
letting everybody know what's what, be on the lookout for this, that. All right, we're moving into the locker room, secure the walkway, etc. But
Mhm.
no, yeah, he's the hold me back, Big Dom, hold me back.
Yep. Putting his
Yo,
shoulders up so he can grab him. Hold me back, bro.
exactly, hold me back, come get me, hold me back.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing.
It is.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Now we know why he was out there standing on the sideline watching the game.
Yeah.
Because it was like, all right, at this point, Nick's calm. I ain't got nothing to do. Let me just watch the game. Oh, you know what? I can get a little closer. Let
hmm
me see if I can mess with this dude. Now
Mhm.
he's putting his hands on players. Like, come on,
hmm
man. Team is a joke.
Yeah.
A joke. I'm glad we exposed them. Like somebody else said, I'm glad we broke them and exposed them for the shams they are.
Yeah, like people hate Shanahan because he's a jerk to the media and he's standoffish and he's that. But could you imagine if he was out there doing the shit that we see Sirianni do? Like
Exactly.
I could never. Like he's more acts like more of a freaking like he's trying to be the buddy. Like remember that clip that went viral and he was doing something and like Jalen Hurts had to like say something to him like put
Yeah.
him in check
Oh
because
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the quarterback shouldn't be having to parent the friggin' head coach of the
Exactly.
football team. Like that
Facts.
is so
Exactly.
embarrassing. And everybody's like, Philly got the perfect guy that fits in with their, like that's embarrassing if that's what you guys are comparing yourself to.
That's who you want to
Like
rep
you
you.
as a
This
city,
dude.
like that's who, yeah.
Remember they beat
Yeah.
Kansas City. He's walking off the field. He stops and he yells at the fans. Like,
Yeah.
really? That's really what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny how the Philly fans threw something at him at the end of that Bucks playoffs game, though. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
At
No,
the
I
end of
don't
that
remember
Bucks
that.
playoffs
That's
game,
funny.
they got blown out. There were Philly fans in the stands,
Oh yeah, I did
and
see that. I did see
and a
that.
fan like they were
They're
booing him
yelling,
as he
chasing
walked off,
after
and a
him.
fan
Yeah.
threw
And then
something at him.
and then he walked off, and the security was like, "No, you're not going anywhere." Like,
Yeah. He
yeah,
tried to walk off smooth.
tried to
Like
walk off
I ain't
smooth.
do
Yeah,
nothing. Yeah. Security ran up and got him.
yeah.
But it shows
Yeah.
you, like, those fans know down deep, he's really a jerk.
Yeah.
Who's really not doing that good of a job.
Yeah, exactly. We seen what happened when he lost his OC in DC. Like he didn't know what to do last season. Like that team was a freaking disaster. Like we heard all kinds of reports all season long coming out from over there, and it was just like, man, what a freaking dumpster fire.
Yeah.
The season after being in the Super Bowl, like how embarrassing.
Yeah, and people
Like
were
the
putting
Chiefs
them on a pedestal
kicked their
too. Like,
ass
oh,
in the Super
they're
Bowl.
8-0, 9-0. Remember at that one point they were like they won so
Yep.
many games in a row, but they were squeaking by. Which I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hate on that, but I was like, they're
No.
just the Vikings of last year.
Yeah.
The Vikings, how
Yeah.
they went like what they ended up losing only 3 games, but every game was like super close. They were just squeaking
Yep,
by,
they
but then when they
just
got to
getting
the
by.
playoffs, they got the brakes beat off them. You know
Yep.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
When
ridiculous. Rob D says
when
another bad East Coast representation. It's like Jersey Shore NFL edition.
Yeah.
Even worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
when he demoted the defensive coordinator and just brought in Matt Patricia out of nowhere to like try to run the defense, I was like, oh, he's clueless.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had
He
your
has,
star players
he has
telling you
no idea what's going on.
that they don't like that guy. Like they're a public falling out with him on their last team, and you're gonna bring him in there. Like
Yeah,
that shows you have no clue what the hell's going on.
none,
Yeah.
Like no
none.
freaking clue. What's up, Jason? I see you. Big City Man, what's good? Rob D, I hope you're doing a little better. Um, Make sure those that are just joining, we're about to do the final giveaway. So no more numbers. Hashtag fun day to get entered into the giveaway. Hashtag fun day in the chat to get entered. If you're a mod and you haven't yet done it, or you did it at the beginning, we need you to redo it. Hashtag mod in the chat, because there's an extra special giveaway for the mods. So yeah, we'll draw those shortly. Give you guys a couple minutes to get in there. Those that have just joined. Again, hashtag fun day. And then if you're a mod, make sure you put in hashtag fun day and hashtag mod. Ty, closing thoughts. Tell the good people if they don't already. Tell them where to follow you. All that good stuff.
Yeah, you can find me. Hit me up on any social media. I'm Mr. Ty Alston. It's the same everywhere. You can follow my YouTube channel at Stay Faithful. Stay Faithful VIP is the handle. You can jump on that. Visit the Stay Faithful VIP website. Get your gear. Get fly. Look fresh. You know you need to. Exactly. Be like Miriah. Be cool like her. Well, nobody's as cool as Miriah, but you can try. Okay, you can try, people. Yeah, and it's just gonna be a fun off season. I think. I think we got moves to make. I think cap space is cleared up now. Well, it's not technically cleared up, but the plan should be in place, right? This is why they get paid so much money in the front office to make these things work. The core of the team is still there, right? All the coaches are still there except for DC. There's no reason why this team shouldn't have a great season next year, and we should be right back in the bowl. We just got to fill in a few spots. So it's going to be great to keep an eye on these things and see exactly what they do. We just need to be patient and ignore the rumors because they're starting already. We're trading BA, we're trading Kittle, we're announcing a DC. We were supposed to announce a DC last week. That's right. We're going to cut Greenlaw just because, you know. Yeah, that's right. We're cutting juice. We're cutting the whole core. Everybody's gone for some reason, right?
Yeah.
Ignore that stuff and just be patient and let this thing play out. Enjoy the ride. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
This might be the reason, Steve-O, why they haven't announced it, because everybody's in Cabo right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real.
You know?
Yeah. My closing thoughts. Yeah, my closing thoughts are pretty easy. So, like I mentioned before, got the NFL Combine starting tomorrow, and I'm always excited about this event. And I know the best evaluation of players comes from game tape, because these guys are just running around in shorts and stuff like that. However, I like it more for the underdogs, people who might have had an underrated season, got invited and can show what they can really do. You know what I mean? I've seen people go from the one that stands out to me the most was Darrell Revis playing for Pitt. I never forget that. I remember going into they kept talking about him being like a late second round pick and a day 2 pick. This is and that. He went to Pitt, which is not a small school, but it's not a blue blood. It's not an Ohio State, a Michigan, a Texas. You know what I'm saying? So when he went there, he showed out. And then it makes people go back to look at the tape and like, oh, what did I miss on this guy? Why did I not think he was a first round talent? You know what I mean? So I like that for the guys who are underdogs, stuff like that. I just saw that we got 4 picks in the top 100 and 7 in the top 150, which is crazy. I don't expect us to keep all those picks. However, like you mentioned before in the beginning of the show with my tweet, I had put, we need a draft like 2010 with Anthony Davis and Mike Ipati. I know that's not going to happen because we don't have 2 first round picks in the top 20. But what I kind of mean by that is, address the trenches, and we had a first round pick before that was offensive lineman. It didn't work out. But this draft class has a huge. It's really deep on offensive line this
Yeah,
year.
it's top
Really
heavy.
deep,
Yeah,
top
it's
heavy.
deep.
So I at least with our four, the picks I've been looking at the most, who I feel would be for this team. I want them to focus on O line. I want them to
Hmm.
focus on corner because I mean, like I said, we're at a point where we're we're a top five team. So if we're sitting there at 31, and you got somebody like Kool-Aid sitting there, you know who I'm talking about if you watch
Yep.
football,
Hmm.
and he's there. If you take him, I'm not gonna be mad because if you can address the offensive line in free agency, I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. And that might be what we do because this team has been so stubborn when it comes to addressing the offensive line, and they probably
Hmm.
don't even think there's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, they could surprise me. But yeah, I want them to look at O line, corner, depending on what's going on with the receiving room, wide receiver, and I also want them to look at a quarterback on day 3 because Sam Darnold and both Brandon Allen are free agents.
Yep.
And when you have that many draft picks, I don't expect us to keep all 11, but when you have that many draft picks, I don't mind you going for a quarterback because our history of injuries and because hey, you're never wrong when you have a great backup quarterback on your team. So
Yep.
those are my final thoughts. Like I said, it starts
Yeah.
tomorrow. I can't wait. I'll be tuned in. So yeah, I appreciate you, fam, for being here to watch our show. We have over
Yeah.
22 people watching our show right now, and I appreciate you.
Nice.
You guys can be doing something else on your Sunday, but you're here with us.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's draw hashtag fun day. What's up, Dave? Good to see you.
What's up?
We're going to draw the final giveaways. And again, we'll be drawing Willis first, Fred Warner second, and then we got the Navarro Bowman artwork, which is also numbered and signed. And then we'll
That one is
do our
sick.
mod giveaway as well. So, yeah, good luck. If you entered hashtag fun day in the chat, you should be in there. So, let's draw some winners. All right. So, for P. Willie,
Oh, oh, oh.
Joel,
There you
two
go.
for Joel today.
Yeah, you won the first one, the very first one. Nice.
Congrats. Congrats. All right. Fred Warner.
All pro
Good luck.
Fred.
Good luck. Jason.
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 All right.
Congrats, Jason.
Indeed.
All right. For the Bowman. Let's see. Good luck.
What's going on with Navarro?
Maria.
Maria.
The Chiefs fan, huh?
Congrats. The Chiefs
Hmm.
fans stole it from y'all. Congrats, Maria. All right. Let's do. Let me stop sharing this. Let me share the mods one. Hopefully, it actually calculated, although I don't think there's that much of you guys. So let's see. Give me 1 second, mods, and we'll get your see who won. The Brandon Ayuk patch card. And again, just a little extra thank you to my mods that were here and actually doing something. Well, if you win, Steve, you're not going to get fucking winning. You're not going to win it. So I don't know why you just come to screw up the giveaways. But thanks. It's only showing 3 of you. Tony, are you still here? Did you enter?
Tell her what to do. She might have
Hashtag
missed it.
mod. Hashtag
Just put in
mod.
hashtag mod.
Again, this is for mods only.
Quick question while you figure that out.
Mhm.
Regarding the cornerback position in
Mhm.
Diamador Lenore, would you leave him on the outside or would you prefer him playing in the slot?
It depends on what's available in the draft. There's a lot of
Okay.
good corners. There's a lot of good corners coming out, and I miss the days of, like, us 49ers fans have been spoiled on both sides of the ball. We
Yeah.
haven't had a real dominant corner in a long time. Like, Ward is good, don't get me wrong, but, like, if you can get yourself like a, what's that guy's name? Like a Jair Alexander, or
Mm-hmm.
a Darius Slayer, whoever, Patrick Surtain, you take it.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, it's not our biggest need at this time, but if you
Yeah.
can make the room stronger, and if you have, let's just say you have a Kool-Aid McKinstry, because he's just the name that pops up in my name. You get
Mhm.
him from Alabama. He starts a corner. Travarius Ward on the
Yeah.
outside. You got Diamador in the slot. That's nasty.
Yeah.
So yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah. I like
Let's
Lenore better on the outside, but if we could find like another strong guy to be out there and just keep him in the slot, you won't have any problem with me. I'm
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too. Wherever else we can get the other guy, then stick him because he plays both great, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I see now.
That's
There we
I
fine.
go.
think Tony got in there. So again, if Steve-O's name comes up, I'll redraw since he likes to screw shit up.
Steve-O
Good luck,
being Steve-O.
mods. Appreciate y'all. Done. Yay, done. All
Congrats,
right.
Dawn.
Congrats.
Cool.
Very cool.
Congrats. I'm glad the giveaway thing. It seems like they got it down.
It
working
worked.
better. It's okay.
It does,
Steve.
yeah.
I'm used to it. It's okay.
Got the good little animation to it.
Here's my new video
It
for
does it randomly.
my winners. Congrats, y'all. We appreciate you. Like TL said, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here, for spending, an hour and 40 minutes of your Sunday with us. It is greatly appreciated. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekends. Have a great upcoming safe week. As of for right now, my schedule, we'll see when else I do shows this week, but set in stone is Thursday at 3 Pacific time, the Two Goat Show with me and Steph Sanchez. So if I don't see you guys before then, I will see you then. Like I said, much love, fam. Appreciate each and every one of you. Ty, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Thank you.
You're greatly appreciated. Thank you for keeping me fly and all that good stuff. And yeah, we're out of here, fam. Till next time.
You guys take care.